Next team up in this division, Pelicans.
They're a
Big
bit trickier.
We know the big question. Zion's health. Zion's health. I mean that's the big thing that this franchise has to face for the next 3 years. And can we retain Zion Williamson? That's the big question.
And honestly, and what does retaining Zion mean? That's the way I view it. So obviously that's the first, but then it's like, if we somehow make Zion work, now what? Where is Zion gonna take us? If I'm the Pelicans, considering the alternative route, I think you're in a situation where you gotta play hardball for now. You gotta just stick it out, because I believe if you try to push away too early, and even though I'm all for trading you too early, this is a rare situation where I probably stay patient, because if you trade Zion too early, one, I don't think his stock is as high as it typically would be, even though people would definitely reach for Zion, but I think it was seen much higher a year ago when he was having arguably one of the best efficient seasons in the league. You keep Zion for now. The rest of the young talent, I mean, it's the ex-Lakers out there. I do like Josh Hart for the team long term. Brandon Ingram is something you could kind of. He's making a lot of
BI's contract. Let me remind y'all, BI's contract is backloaded. So this year he's making 29, 31 next year, 33 the following, and 38 in that final year. And I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah.
He ain't been living up to it.
King.
Disclaimer, Brandon Ingram isn't like one of my personal favorites. He's probably somewhere in my top 5 to this day still. So it's not coming from a place of slander. It's not coming from somebody that doesn't know how Brandon Ingram plays. But asking him to gain weight is a bit that's unrealistic. It's just not how it's like him putting on like 40 pounds is like, oh well,
they should have kept Lonzo, bro.
Yeah, but he has gained weight though. Like if
he's gained 100%. But
I feel
go ahead. No, go ahead.
I just feel like from the perception of what he was as a Laker, I just feel like a lot of like actual people with common sense knew his weight gain would be more along the lines of a Kevin Durant. Like he would gain weight how KD gained weight. Like Kevin Durant is still a Slenderman, but he's obviously put on weight that he needed so he can contend on the NBA level. I definitely feel like Brandon Ingram has done that, especially with how he's looking recently compared to when he was with us. He's put weight on. It's just not like his arms aren't going to get big. He's not going to.
Yeah, that's my main concern. Okay, so you're thinking the same thing.
He's not going to be Mitchell Robinson. He's not pulling a Giannis. He's not about to get this body change to where he's like, oh yeah, he got his man body. Like no, he's not pulling Alonzo. He's going to add weight gradually, just naturally. And it's going to be what he needs so he can take the bumps and bruises that come with playing in the NBA.
And as a result, that makes me kind of like, let's see what we could do with that. Let's see what we could receive in terms of draft picks for that. Not that he doesn't have a future as well. He actually, I think Ranger is going to be great, especially if he gets better playmaking skills. But it's a matter of the way he plays. He's not optimal for Zion. And considering that I'm in the belief, at least I don't know what you guys are going to say, but I'm in the belief that you got to probably just thug it out and pray with Zion. And it's a whole situation that Ingram and Zion, they're great talents, but I don't think they click together enough that a veteran point guard, a big man or whatever, just make them work. I think they're two players that love to get to the basket. Ingram preferably with the ball in his hand. And if Ingram's not the best player with your ball in hand, me personally, this will be my little cringe, arrogant take. I want the best player with their ball in their hand the most. Simple. I just don't believe in a system where that's not the case. And BI is not better than Zion, and I know for a fact that we're gonna optimize Brandon Ingram. He's gonna be the one slashing into the paint. So I probably would just pack up BI. Not too early, probably next season, but yeah, I probably pack BI. The one other player I say I'd keep is Josh Hart, but I don't want to wrap up too much. No.
I think it truly does depend on Zion, because Zion is one of those players where, like, if he works out, he's gonna kill the NBA. Like in his second year with him already having these issues, we're talking about 27-9 on like crazy true shooting percentage with all these issues. So imagine if he actually gets it right, becomes a defensive monster, becomes more reliable in terms of his health. improves his shooting a little bit, like that dude is gonna be a monster. So I think just for that potential, I would try to tough it out, but that's pretty much it in terms of the future. It's gonna rely heavily on Zion, and his leadership skills as well. I don't think they have a culture, so Zion hasn't really shown that he can be like that culture changer.
I agree.
But he's still so talented that you just take that shot.
The only thing I'll say, go ahead, Damo. Go ahead.
No, go ahead. I was looking at my list.
I was gonna wrap it. I was gonna wrap this.
Oh no, I was just gonna say it. Obviously, we all saying the same thing. It depends on Captain Fat Fuck. If he gets it right, then it's a whole different situation. But assuming he'll eat his way out the league, I would say definitely blow it up. Right now, they're projected to have the 13th pick in this upcoming draft, and they are slotted to take Kendall Brown. I would not do that if I was them. At that position, if he's still available, take Kennedy Chandler. On the rare chance Captain Fat Fuck loses the weight, you have a point guard. The reason he looked so good being that damn big last year was the fact that Lonzo was able to put that ball in crazy places for him whenever he could run point guard. So get a point guard for this man. You already have BI. You don't need a forward. You have Josh Hart. Get a point guard.
So wait, I have a question for you, Dom. Hypothetically, you just talked about them having the 13th pick. If you trade Zion, there's a chance that you either have a whole different team or you got like a top 3 pick. Like, what are you doing in that situation?
I mean, if Washington is stupid enough to give up, they're projected to have the 3rd pick. If they're stupid enough to trade you that 3rd pick for Fat Fuck, rip them off. If Detroit is stupid enough to give up the projected number 1 pick for Fat Fuck, hey, bro, that's Chet Holmgren. Literally white KD for Sean Kemp in Cleveland. I don't know what to tell you.
I can't say that. He's tripping now. He's tripping now. He's tripping.
That's not true. You just gotta push it. Just
he's tripping.
You don't fuck with Zion like that.
No, white KD is crazy.
Only thing I can say is literally these next 3 years depend on Zion Williamson.
100%.
Now, if we're expecting the Pelicans to make smart decisions, all right then. So
yeah, that's
all I got. It's just about Zion Williamson. For any Spurs, Rockets, Pelicans fans, that's the most we'll ever talk about your teams.
Agreed.
Listen, we're about to go through some of these better teams now.
Let me read through the super chat before we go through.
Go ahead.
CMB says the Discord is usually dangerously horny for no reason. I mean, there's a reason, man.
Stop snitching, Nick. Damn, let them find out.
All right, we'll do. Melky P says Bobo out of Denver, and his girl is kind of sus. What does that mean? What does that mean?
How's his girl sus?
Didn't he break up with her? I don't know.
Let's talk about the Memphis Grizzlies. It's mainly about the development of the young players. We saw what they re-upped on Jaren Jackson. He's got a longer contract. They've got a lot of good guys around Ja, but in order to take that next step, they're gonna have to get like a nice free agent signing or something bigger in free agency in order for it to work. Maybe try to stretch and get a draft pick or two. But the current roster that they have right now, Steven Adams, Dylan Brooks, Kyle Anderson, they're projected to be a play-in team. I'm not gonna lie to you. If they keep this same team in the next few years, they're gonna be a play-in team. So what do we project? Because mine is a play-in team. What do we project for the next 3 years for these guys?
They got a solid future. I mean, Ja Morant, obviously, assuming he comes back from this injury the same. Let's just say that. Ja Morant's a special player. Crazy explosive, crazy athletic, crazy it factor, literally a culture changer for a team. Ja Morant's crazy. Triple J is still, to me, I like Triple J. It's a lot of people that like Triple J. It's a lot of people that don't like Triple J.
That's true.
So if Triple J can silence the naysayers, keep it consistent, they have that second guy. Between Dylan Brooks, Desmond Bane, DeAnthony Melton, they have a lot of solid role player guys that could easily step up to be the 3rd best player on any given night. But if they get an official 3rd best player, they are going to be a force to be reckoned with as long as they can stay healthy. They are projected to have the 26th pick in this upcoming draft and take Trevor Keels. I have no idea who the fuck Trevor Keels is, so I would definitely stay away from that pick and tell them to take Michael Foster Jr. Definitely get you a big. Never against having an athletic rim running big, especially playing with a Ja Morant. you get big bodies to run behind Ja, it's only gonna get it's only up from there. So
I think they need more veteran leadership.
Oh, damn,
That's just me though.
true.
You stole my fucking team.
I'm just looking at it. I mean, if they want to take it to that next level, right now they're a playing team. If they can get a more certified star that's been in the league for a minute, I don't know. I'm definitely not Chris Middleton because I feel like he's gonna stay on the Bucks. Like a player of that caliber, like Kyle Lowry going to the Sixers last year type shit. Something like that would help them out a lot. Obviously a person that would fit better with Ja and Triple J and Dylan Brooks and the crew that they have, but something like that.
They own their pick for years to come too. So I just.
Yeah. I cherish the hell out of Dylan Brooks, John Morant, and Desmond Bane. I really like Desmond Bane personally. I feel like they fucked up moving Val. I know that makes me a casual to some, and for other people, I'm a genius. I liked Val for the team. I understand that Ja may not have been to the level he was this season. I don't care. I think they fucked that up. Regardless, I agree with the veteran thing. Get a center that's done it before, has playoff experience, defending the paint 100%. Get you some better shooters, man. You gotta crawl before you walk. I'm not gonna say get the co-star for Ja immediately. I think that's the year 3 move. But right now, this season and the following season, get Ja more consistent play around him. We don't have time for players that randomly shut down your player and average 20 points for a week, and then the next week don't even get above 8 and on like 15 field goals. We don't have time for that shit. We don't have time for it.
Can't with dumb.
Yeah, I think
they have some nice solid players. It's just about taking that next step. I think taking that next step will get easier for them. In 3 years, a lot of the West will get a little bit older. So maybe that brings room for them. But right now, and for the foreseeable future, for me at least, they're a playing team.